This week, there's a mechanical beast in the new yard that looks like it could devour us all. There's a smashed up lorry, which needs parts before it can get back out on the road. And the L860 bucket has had enough and is heading up to the north of the country with our loading shovel. I'm Daniel, and it's Ashville Weekly, episode 189. It's Monday morning, and I'm in the yard. This 5-ton machine needs to go out on hire, but the rubber tracks need to be changed first, so we brought in a specialist who does this on a day-to-day basis. Let's get it changed. To remove the rubber tracks, at first we need to create some slack by letting the grease out of the track adjuster. A track adjuster is a device used to adjust the tension of the tracks on an excavator. It is designed to keep the tension in the tracks at the correct level. Once the tension is reduced, we use a machine to pull the old tracks off. We give it a clean and put our new tracks on using a machine and pry bar. We raise the machine on one side so we can spin the tracks and pump the track adjuster full of grease. We keep going until the majority of the slack is removed, but not all of it. We don't want it too tight or there'll be too much tension on the tracks, which may cause unnecessary wear, but we don't want it too loose or the tracks may come off. This is where experience steps in and the technician gets it spot on. You saw me talking about getting our generator ready. Well, with a quotation from the company who came to look around it, and there are a few bits we need to do before they come in to do the testing and commissioning. First of all, we need to have a heater in there to keep it nice and warm to stop any condensation. We need to change the batteries. We need to connect the fuel lines so they have a constant supply of fuel. And the last thing we need to do is rent a resistive load bank. This will basically test the load that this is putting out. So it's time to get investigated. Right. So I need to check exactly what batteries these are, take a picture of them and order some new ones. Need to get the exact same ones to ensure we don't have any hiccups. With this isolator, the batteries probably still have some life in them, but if we're gonna crank this up and get it working, there's no point taking a risk. I think it's best that we just replace them, and then when we crank it on for the first time, they're brand new batteries. And if there is a problem, it won't be a problem which is being caused by us. I have a meeting at the refurbishment project on Thursday at 8 a.m. But until that time, of course, the lads will be carrying on with work as usual. In the kitchen area, we're insulating the vaulted ceiling. This will be a total build-up between the rafters of 160 mil. After a 50 mil void, we fit one 70 mil and one 90 mil PIR board. Doing a bit of preparation work on the pump, taking off some of the pipes and spraying them with mold oil. How are we doing?
2 pipes was blocked inside, and put diesel, a little bit acid, and we clean. Yeah, was concrete and the block pistons.
And it blocked the pistons?
Yeah.
Oh, good man. Thank you. This is our concrete line pump. It's on a 12-ton Volvo chassis. It carries around 40 meters of 4-inch pipe at any one time, which is a mix of metal and rubber pipe. As well as the pipes, we also need to keep the quick clamps and rubber gaskets clean and on the lorry. These are used to connect the pipes together when pumping concrete. Today I'm collecting my brand new car. Film. It's not mobile recording, it's mobile finish.
You give the clap please. One more. One more. One more.
The handover's complete. It's Tuesday. I'm in the yard. The train is here. Let's get it offloaded. Sat back at my desk, train offloaded successfully. Just finished a Zoom with the team at HS2, and we're trying to work out which milestone events I'll go to, the feats of engineering. I think one of the videos is only gonna be about the bridges. They're all built in different ways. Some are prefabricated, some are constructed there, some have cranes over the top. And I want to showcase all of it. And then talking about the difference that HS2 is making, talking about how many people work there, how many apprentices. Speaking of trains, we are progressing in the rail yard. Even in the rain, we push on. We're working on the switches, which enable the train to move from one line to another. We're removing the old rotten sleepers and fitting new timber sleepers. Once this is done, we bolt to the rest of the existing rail. Mum's back. We were defrauded when a company posing to be me emailed my accounts team when I was in a meeting telling them to make a payment, and we managed to get half of it back, but we still lost out by around £7,000 or £8,000. I've just been forwarded an email. Once again, the crooks are trying it. They won't leave us be. They've got to keep coming back and keep making a go of it. Well spotted by the accounts team. They double check everything and said, is this you, Daniel? This does not look like your email address, and it most definitely is not. And crooks, behave yourself, because we are aware of your scams. We are onto you. We are onto you. What are you looking me up and down for? Beakus Malikus. Yeah, it is. No, this is the man who, a very long time ago when I started Ashville.
Go and say, I don't know nothing about building.
When I knew even less about building, I would go to this man's house. I would sit on the floor in his living room. This must be 2006, 2007. And he would help me price all my jobs. All the terms for plasterboard, the timber. This man is the one who told me all of them and helped me put my quotations together. As I said in the past, Morans were the first company to give Ashville a credit account when no one else would deal with us. So we're here today to give back to the people that helped us in the beginning. What are you doing here? Aren't you meant to be at Willesden?
He's up here now.
This is one of the original people that was helping Ashville on the plumbing counter for our very first big jobs down by Streatham Common.
Sweet.
Dan officer.
Dan.
What's happening? Hey, look at that. Ain't that a work of art? Makes me think of having big posters everywhere. Hopefully people will see this when they're in Morans and we can drum up some business for our ready-mix concrete partnership. I sent Owen a material list of what we need for the concrete work, which is going to start on the track.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Beaky!
There's your shutter and ply. 6 bales of that.
I've got 6 of those coming.
Yep.
Did I order that much?
300 sheets, my friend.
This is all mine as well, and 350 sheets of mesh. What? You putting your hands up, yeah?
Hello, Clivey.
Ah, you're looking after them all yourself in it.
Well, me and one other.
So that's for the whole fleet, trucks from the Arctic down, vans, cars, forklifts, combi lifts, basically anything with an engine on down. I was at Volvo for 22 years. I knew Morans from 40 years back when they were running out of the arches down in Iveson Road.
I didn't even realise Morans had their own setup. This is what we need in the new yard. Roller brake test, they've got their own pit. Click here to watch a video where we cleaned out a garage. This is similar to the lift system which we took out of there. So some of this kit we have already. These will need to be implemented, and they have a great set of tools over there, Snap-on. If you have a look at the one in our yard, the toolbox is completely empty because somehow all the tools went on walkabout. I've lost everything. I'm not pointing any fingers or blaming anyone. All I'm saying is nobody knows who did it, Dan. But the setup in here is fantastic. Recycling. All the broken pallets, what would have been thrown away, it now goes into this wood burner, and the hot air heats the entire workshop. One take, one take.
Yeah.
Grey, blue, and plum slate. I love popping down to Morans. I love that we can actually work with someone that we have a deep, long-lasting relationship with. I am not a person with a short memory, so I love coming here and trying to give back. Do you do any work here or just walk around?
Babysitting you, and
Babysitting me. And you got to come here and eat the sweet. You didn't even take me for lunch and you come here and eat all the sweets.
I'd suit.
But duty calls, I need to head back to the yard. One take. Back in the yard, I am told the new batteries are fitted on the generator. What do we have here? Yes, new batteries. That's one more off the list. Hopefully we'll get this generator fired up in a couple of weeks. If there are any problems, we can try and get it fixed before our big move into the yard next door. There is a countdown, and we are running out of time. And another countdown to 500,000 subscribers, 500,000 on the Ashville YouTube channel. At the moment, we are at 49950. Now, you can't see that on the channel. We can only see that on the studio app, which is the behind the scenes analytics. On the channel itself, all you can see is 499. We're about 50 subscribers away from 500,000. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed and everyone who watches the videos. 80% of the world's global workforce is not desk-based. Funnily enough, that's the same percentage of Ashville staff who are based out in the field. Our team consists of tradesmen, machine and crane operators, technicians, and HGV drivers. That's why I use Connect Team, a mobile-first complete solution to manage employees in a deskless workforce. It works for all size companies in all industries. Construction, field servicing, retail, food and beverage, manufacturing, and security. In case you didn't know, we have a new yard. While exciting, we have a number of hurdles to overcome. Our staff within the construction business are now going to be based between client jobs and preparing our site for the big move. With Connect Team, I can set up daily tasks to know where everyone is, how long they're there, and when the tasks are complete. The new site means we'll need to find new people to join the team. You can use Connect Team for the onboarding process, as they offer templates that are customizable for onboarding of new employees. Computers and emails are not for everyone, so Connect Team steps in to bridge the gap and provide an all-in-one employee management app. It's easy to set up and simple to use for both employees and managers. Employees can use the app on their mobile phones from anywhere. One of my favorite features at the moment is checklists and forms. We can create, manage, and track workflows with digital forms. Quickly compose custom forms for any process and get notified of submissions and monitoring in real time. All of this is customizable and can be automated to limit mistakes and save time, so you can spend more time working on your business and not in it. So download the app and click the link in the description for a free 14-day trial with no credit card info needed. It's Wednesday morning and I'm in the yard, the new yard. Track work is flying. There's a new bit of kit in the yard. Gonna go and have a look at it quickly. Ah, Steve. How are we, mate? The voice of doom and gloom himself. That's the label. I thought there was something crawling on me. So this is a tamper. This is a bit of kit that's going to be used to vibrate and push the track ballast underneath and in between the sleepers. This is how you build up the levels and ensure that it's secure and it's not going to move. In the last couple of weeks, this was the area of concern, how we're gonna join these 2 points. We have joined them together and it is working. Looking at this, and it does look like it's kicked out slightly there. This is not the final alignment. When everything is together, it will be shifted and bit of track ballast. It will be shifted and put in its final place. It will be tamped as well, and then the team will come in and they'll be doing the concrete and we're gonna be able to clean it with a road sweeper. You see, I was on this line, but now I've switched onto this line. So clearly it's working, because that's how you determine if the switching points are working together. And speaking of rails, switching points and track, train has arrived, delivery of Type 1. Our friends at Fox have arrived in the yard. I'm a bit disappointed in Foxy because he didn't send me the 770 bullnose. So this is the plan. We need to repair our 586 loading shovel transmission. Fox have arrived with a 1-ton dumper, and we have an LH60 bucket which has cracks in it. So we're gonna take that off, put it on the flatbed. We're gonna take the bucket off the 586 loading shovel. We're gonna put the 2 of them on, and we're gonna send them up to Welder Faber up in the north of the country, and it's gonna go to his new workshop and outdoor working area. We're just trying now to get this bucket off so we can begin to organize everything on the lorry and then strap it down. We're gonna track back out the way, let the sweeper out, put this in the corner over there, and then lift the LH60 bucket. Whoa. Tell him to slow down. Yeah?
Yeah, that's the job it.
So we got an LH60 bucket out. It wasn't very smart of us to pack all the bags around it. We put the chains on so when we lifted it, it would spin it round. And now we're gonna get this right behind the cab with the bucket, this part of the bucket facing the cab. How are we feeling? All right? Track in, track. Believe it or not, that's the easy part. We're gonna strap this down, and then we have to drive a shovel with clutch 2 and 3 gone at the transmission and try to drive it onto this and drive it as closely behind this as we can. Whoa.
I'm there. Keep going. Keep going, Flo. Look at that. Millimeters on either side. Well done, Flo. A job well done. The lads are now going to strap this down and then be making their way up to our friends up north. Once the load is secured, we check the height to ensure we are compliant and safe. Just giving the tyre technician's van a bit of a service, doing the air, oil and fuel filters. Still waiting for some of the bits for the compressor, and we've had the head delivered, but we still are waiting on the head gasket and a new assembly for the throttle. But while we're waiting for it, give it a service. I think we need to change the front brake pads as well. A little bit of TLC and it'll be good to go on the road again. I've quickly popped up to Urban in Milton Keynes to discuss the specification of my new car, which I did not show you earlier. Whenever I do any engineering for someone's house, they just say, this is what I want. And I have to find, I can't say your ground floor must have steels and can't be open plan. When a client says to me, I want to drive around on the ground floor on a Segway, I have to find a way to do it. They're not listening to any story about I need steel and I need this. Hashtag just saying. Do you know what? Okay.
Don't leave me hanging.
Yeah, sorry.
Nice.
Sorry.
Right, okay. W extreme. Boom.
Delivery from MP Moran's turning up. This is what you saw the guys loading in the yard yesterday. This is for the new yard and the concreting of the tracks. We're getting prepared. The trade day has unfortunately come to an end. We've made some new friends. We're now going to pack away and bring all our bits back to the yard.
All the coffer, there's one line from this side, but
Yep.
there's not line from this side. Yeah?
Okay, but I don't think that's necessarily a problem. Having the coffer in the raised area in different sizes gives some separation.
Air congeal, yeah. We make a center of this wall, but you can also make a center between these walls, yeah?
You're looking at a television and a fireplace, which is the focal point of the wall, if that air conditioning grill is centrally above you. I don't think you have a choice. But then again, if you put that centrally here, is the next one centrally as well? It's not.
The next one is center of this ceiling.
But if someone is then here, looking, and they look that way, it's just gonna go, meh, 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 meh. Are you going to see the air conditioning grill from there if it's there? You're not, are you? Then it's fine. Chandelier above the piano. Just put the cable here and leave the cable in the ceiling. We'll have to work it out once the piano arrives. It's Thursday.
Easy.
We're not in the art. At the refurbishment project. Decisions. All the areas line up on one side but they don't line up on this side, we believe it doesn't really matter aesthetically. The speakers in this area are lined up with the television for the surround sound, and the air conditioning grill is lined up with the television. So if you're sitting here and you're looking straight ahead, it's fine. However, the air conditioning grill in the next section isn't lined up, but because of the different heights in the ceiling, when you're standing in one area, you can't see from the other side. It shouldn't mess with anyone's OCD, the fact that they're not 100% lined up, because technically it's a completely different area. Wherever they have blinds or curtains in this area, we tuck it behind. We've already done the ply. We'll put plasterboard on top of that, so we have a fixing to drill through and hold. And if we have curtains, the curtains can then gather here, so they're not blocking the window, and the curtains can gather there. I think it's great.
Yeah, but the question is, where do we think?
This and this will join, and the curtain from here will sit here, and the curtain from here will sit here. That way, when you look across this wall, the curtain wraps all the way around here nicely.
Does mean from this side we go?
Gotta go all the way. When you step in the front door and you look at this window, whatever size we got there is the exact size we need there. We're preparing for 10 different scenarios all at the same time. As we cross one off, then we kind of know the direction we're going in. But we prepare for everything, and then we just evolve continuously, repeatedly, forever. Baratush. What? Plastered wardrobe. First place in the house where you can see the coffer detail complete, the plastered over, rimless spotlights, chandelier. How pristine does that look? Look at the finishing. The cupboards, about 600, they're gonna come to about here. All these cupboards are gonna be backlit, so when you walk past, like Batman, it's gonna be boom, 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 like a bat layer. Yes. Master bedroom's plastered. Loft is plastered. We have to put an acoustic mat on top of this chipboard, and then the underfloor heating system, which is different from the rest of the house. Aircon's in place. Electrics are done. This room's ready to go. We're getting there. So, the lads have just told me that the building inspector watches Ashville weekly, and when he watches the episodes, he sends a bunch of emails on Monday
Saying, I want to see this, I want to see that, I want to see this, I want to see that. You have to do this, you have to do that.
He definitely has his eye on what's going on here. I think it's a good thing, because at least if he spots it now, any changes we need to do to keep up with new regulation, it can be done before he gets here. So when he arrives and actually looks in person, then it's already done, and it means we don't have to do the work twice. Shout out to the building inspector. We started on the Ventaxia fresh air system. Nothing to do with the air conditioning. This is completely different. This is to circulate fresh air in the house. This wall is the only wall in the house where we filled, sanded, rubbed it down completely, and then painted it white. Because once you put everything on the wall, if you're trying to paint around these things, it's very annoying and it looks really messy and takes 3 times as much time. Made the wall perfectly acceptable. Now we're fitting the bits on it, and any touch-ups we can do later. Whoop, whoop. I've just been told at the yard, a very strange looking but smart bit of kit is being delivered. On the way back to the yard, update time. I've been telling you about the VAT we're trying to reclaim for all the trucks that we purchased, all the Volvo tippers that we bought off my friend Foxy, and the new volumetric. As HMRC went deeper and deeper into it, because there's intercompany trading between companies in the Ashville group, they asked a couple of questions about other companies. I'm not telling anyone how to do their job, but if you are investigating a VAT return of a particular company, just because they have the same director or they trade together, it's still classified as a different company unless they have a group VAT number, which we do not. They asked us to redo a couple of submissions, which we did. And every time we send it, we're like, right, that's it. Everything should be 100%, and then we have more questions and it keeps going on. We still don't have the money yet, but in my head, I'm so heavily invested in this investigation and I'm waiting for their emails to drop. I've just really, within my mind, so I can try to have some peace, I've just let it go. Donica, our CFO, Mr. EBITDA, is dealing with the matter and he just updates me now. It's so intense, me waiting. Is this money coming? Is it not? And when you think money's coming, you tend to plan a home for that money. When the money lands, I'm gonna do this. And then when you're waiting for it to land and it doesn't land, then you're all over the place and your plans all fall out of sync. So I've stepped back from it. Whatever happens with this VAT happens, and I'm just getting on with everyday life and just continuing to fight the good fight. Last week we had a nice size concrete pour, a record-breaking one. Well, at the same site, we're about to do another one. We've brought in a boom pump for this pour. Because of the power of this pump, we have 2 lorries pouring into the hopper simultaneously. We're pouring 200 meters today of a C40 concrete. If I give you a registration, can you send me an email with a couple of drawings? The lorry's had a bit of a knock. We're gonna need to order a load of stuff. Everything along the bottom at the front of it, the cross member, headlight brackets, all like the chassis bits, brackets for the front bumper itself. The step has been driven back.
I'll send you a couple diagrams of everything, yeah?
Yes, please, mate.
Like the headlamp protector as well?
Yes, please.
All right, cheers.
Thanks, mate, bye. I told you a few weeks back, we had an offer from a new invoice finance company, and there were terms which we couldn't agree on, but those terms have now changed. So everything is agreed with a new higher limit. For those of you who don't know what invoice finance is, basically when you invoice your clients, you are paid a certain amount of money of the invoice value, and then when the clients pay, they pay the company who have advanced you the money directly, and then based on your agreement and how much you pay for the facility, they then send us the rest of the money, whether that be another 10% or 12%. Our new offer for invoice finance did not include credit insurance, and we now insure all of our debt. We have 5 reputable companies who have all come to the table with decent rates. For first time round anyway, we're going to go back to them on some of it. There's slight variations in the rates. Some of them have slightly different terms, but they're round about the same. There are 2 which we are going to go back to because they insure other companies within our industry who provide credit insurance on us. So if they can see that we are working with them and we have credit insurance, hopefully they'll give us higher limits with the suppliers which we work with. All moving forward positively. I'm very happy about this. So it will be one more round who can sharpen the pencil best. And then we will agree this and new invoice finance at the same time and push the button and make the switch, which isn't going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of messing around and administration and switching between systems, but it's necessary. A little while back, you saw us take the timber sleepers, which formerly were on the railway track in a new yard, and we loaded it into a 40-yard bin and we dropped it off. We managed to get stuck down there because the property where we went, they don't normally have HGVs. Now, I did say they were going to a good home, and the owner of the property has sent me these. Look how well they've used them. Keeping all the earth and flower beds at bay. Nice, clean driveway. I'm very happy with the way this has been recycled and the way it has come out. And if they need any more sleepers, they are more than welcome to them. I will gladly take things from this yard and drop them off to people if they are going to reuse them. Don't take that as something to start writing in the comments, can you drop me off your office or your skip boat or anything like that, because that's not what I mean. You know that's not what I mean. And the train has arrived. This is the reason we always leave a gap in the train. As the train is offloaded, we have lorries to load. These volumetrics are being loaded with sand and gravel and need to be back at a job as soon as possible. The 586 loading shovel and L860 bucket have made the long journey and arrived up at Welder Fabber. Bazza tells me the work will get started right away. It's Friday morning and we're in the yard, but the diesel pump has left the building. We've got 20,000 litres of diesel in here, great diesel dispenser, and the pump inside here has died. We have a diesel pump on the other tank in the other yard, what we use to fill the machines. However, it's not a straight swap. We're trying to find out the model number of this, which we haven't succeeded with thus far. Terry has sent the model number of this. We have. Tell a lie. We have found the model number and we're trying to find a like-for-like replacement.
I have a quote for the pump.
And we have a quote, I'm behind. In the last 10 minutes, all right, fine, we have a quote. How much is it?
Not only expensive, about 300 and something quid.
300 and something quid. When can we get it?
They said 2 to 3 days, but I've asked the question, if we pay more, can we get it quicker?
Okay, so we're gonna try and pay more and get it quicker, because at the moment, we can't refuel the lorries in the yard. Whoa, look at this. This machine is going out next week, and that is a flailer. It's gonna be doing some tree work. I'm gonna see if we can get down to that site and try to capture the flailer and the machine in action. It's a sunny day in the yard. The yard is a much better place when the sun is shining. MP Morans are back with another delivery. The materials you saw earlier in the week need a total of 3 trips to get them all to the yard. We have all the material needed for Monday to start concreting the track. I'm just going for a walk just to have a look, because I haven't been out here in a few days. It's lovely weather for concreting. Can't wait to make a start on Monday. Saturday, I'm in the yard. We're trying to diesel up lorries with a broken diesel pump. The new one that Terry got a quote for, we paid for next day, and it's meant to arrive today. But it's a lot like the John Cena Ashville train. It hasn't shown up, even though we paid for next day. And not next working day, next day, today, which is Saturday. I can see a skip lorry is loaded for Monday. That is a grab box. Those are the boxes that we put outside a lot of houses in London, and they build a hoarding around it. There's a conveyor belt inside the property where the gang are excavating. The muck goes into the grab box. We pull up in the grab lorry and we take the muck out. So that must be going to a site which is setting up. This concrete lorry is, let me not tell you lies. Are you loading for Monday or are you going back out? You're going back out? Nice. We've got a pour on and this lorry's going back out. I can see the roll on, roll off has got a 40-yard bin on, ready to go and drop that Monday as well. As we normally do, going around the yard, checking all the wheel nuts, checking all the tires, and trying to refuel with a fuel pump that doesn't work, and trying to change tires with a compressor that also doesn't work, because those parts only arrived this morning. But we're not gonna let it stop us. Hardcore. Yes. That's good, that's good. I like a load of hardcore on a Saturday. Cheaper to tip. Nice.
What's happening?
Michael, my brother.
You look older than me. You need to go to the barbers and have your hair dyed. You have got a lot of grey hair coming on. I think that's the stress.
I do not have a lot of grey hair, man. You do not let up even on a Sunday. What's happening? What are you doing?
Walking my dog, just having a leisurely walk, walking around doing checks.
Pretty much what you do every day now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm retired now, and I say you don't have to do a lot.
Retired or semi-retired?
Both the same. What's happening on your firm?
No, this morning, bright and early, I went, not bright and early, I stayed up last night and watched a fight, so I kind of slept in a little bit, which I'm ashamed of. I'm like you, half man, half mattress. Then I got up and I did train legs, and then I went for a plunge pool.
Plunge pool?
Ice cold bath, Michael, ice cold bath.
Wait, that wasn't nice.
No, it's fantastic.
What is that supposed to do to your bar? Freeze you to death and give you the flu?
It didn't give me my death or the flu, but I sit in there and I think and reset about the names that I'm going to call you and what I'm going to do.
Well, I would say if more like you should do a little bit more work, you're going to have to go to the gym at night time.
Right. Okay.
How's my new yard getting on?
Your new yard is getting on extremely slowly, and every day your new yard gets more expensive.
That is the problem with any yard or moving house or doing anything like that. It always comes to a national debt.
It keeps going and going. Every single conversation I have, that new yard gets more expensive.
That's the problem, isn't it? Any yard does. Any yard does. If you see something else you want to do, the weighbridge has got to go there, and then another one over there, and then there's one round the corner, and the offices and staff. And
what's the plan for the week?
I hope it's going to be as busy as it was last week. We had a good old week last week, the boys did.
It's slowly coming back, innit? Slowly.
Yeah, the old bit of this bit of weather brings everybody out.
I hope so.
Before you know it, Rodney, you'll be a millionaire.
This time next month.
Maybe not next month, maybe the week after. Takes a long time to get up the ladder, Daniel, but it don't take too long to fall back down it.
You are right, Michael. You are right. Words of wisdom on a Sunday morning. Well, thank you, Michael.
No problem, Daniel. Very nice to speak to you on a Sunday.
You've been very civil. This is weird.
Yeah, isn't it?
Thanks,
Speak
mate.
to you soon, Dan.
All
Cheers,
right,
mate.
See you, mate.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.
Bye-bye.
Mr. O'Donovan being extremely civil on a Sunday. I need to spend today working on videos and emails I've missed and creating a plan for the week ahead, because sooner or later we need to be out of the yard. If I don't do it today, I'll need to do it tomorrow and I won't have time. Next week, I am up in Long Marsden, I am in Bristol. Those will completely take up 2 entire days. So if I can do as much as possible on Sunday to prepare for the week, hopefully I won't miss too much. And that's it for Ashville Weekly, episode 189. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click here to see an Ashville video you may not have seen before. And click down here for last week's episode, which was number 188.